Hey, what's happening? And welcome to another episode of Seb's SMS. I'm sending you a message about how much are you a product of your environment. Yes, you are a product of your environment, but how much of a product of your environment are you? That's what we're going to talk about. I'm sending you this message. If you want to know if you're too much of a product or not enough, stay tuned. I'm coming back for you. We're together. Let's go. I'm sending you a message. You better catch it.
Sebastian Baton is now very much the Anglophile.
Saturday morning session. That's SMS. I'm sending you a message. You better catch it.
But when it comes to the football,
Yo, what's happening? Talk to me. Talk to me, guys. Saturday morning session. We here. How are you? Yo, talk to me for real. Express yourself, communication is key. We have to talk to one another. Don't forget, we can't do nothing on our own. And that's why we here Saturday morning. Whether you have a football game, whether you're gonna do anything, I want you to tune in, stay tuned, stay concentrate, and exchange your ideas. So, how was your week? My week was good. Very busy. Ups and downs, family drama, but overall we're here, we're still alive, so we can keep going. This week, what we're going to talk about, I told you, you are a product of your environment. It's not even a question. You are, I am, we are products of our environment. But how much of a product are you? Ask yourself the question. And please, if you're telling me, no, I'm not, I'm myself. No. We all are a reflection of our environment, a reflection of your background. How do you grow up? How did you grow up? When you did grow up, you became the person that you are based on your environment. So we are a product of our environment. But if there's one thing you got to realize and remember, too much of something is never good. Neither is not enough of something. Too much is an extreme. Not enough is another extreme. And we don't do extreme, but we try to find the right balance, the healthy balance for you. So your environment, when you do take out whatever mommy or daddy gave you, ask yourself, okay, is it really myself? Is he coming from my dad? Is it coming from my mom? Is it coming from my neighborhood? Is it coming from my community, as in religious community, the street, your aunt, your neighborhood, whatever background, whatever environment you've been in or you are in, whatever you have within yourself, the way you talk, the way you behave, the way you think, where does that come from? And I want you to ask yourself, this is my boy Ricky Fati. Dedicated shout out to BMC, the podcast, the French podcast. He used to say, and he keeps saying, we are the product of our environment, and it's true. But when you take out what your environment, what your background, what your neighborhood taught you, who are you? What are you left with? And that's who you're supposed to be. That's who you are. I went for a talk. This week I went for 2 keynote speeches, right? 2 different places. And I was wondering, said, what are you talking like that? Is it really you? Is it genuine? Or you trying to copy somebody, even if it wasn't conscious? Who were you trying to copy? And where this person or those people are from? And I realized that some of my behaviors, some of my way to talk, didn't belong to me. They belong to my environment. But when you do change your self-environment, you realize that being different persons, you do adapt, no problem. But is it healthy? The way you adapt, is it healthy, or are you being a chameleon? Being a chameleon, you think it's slick, it's good. But sometimes, you're going to ask yourself, do I have a proper way to be? And that's my question. Are you too much of a product of your environment? I don't want you to be. I want you to be authentic, and I'm big on authenticity. Your background, you must come from a traditional background, regardless which country you're coming from, which roots you have within yourself. I want you to be you. I want you to be you to be able to perform and to reap the fruit that are dedicated to you, not to your environment. Because when you do become the product of your environment, you're not going to reap the reward of what you're supposed to get. When you are in a football club and you want to behave the same way that other players, because now you come from a lower league, you come to a bigger league, and you want to be like them, or you think that what is required to be like that, but you becoming the product of an environment, and because you're going to change environment, you're going to become somebody else. No, that's not working. That's not how we do. And listen to me, when I speak, and I did realize when I was in Cameroon sometime, I was speaking a certain way. But was it healthy and helpful for me? Yes, it was, because in that environment, I needed to be a certain way in order to get what I wanted out of the situation, but not to the detriment of my own person. I had to find myself back. We're from where I'm from, you are from where you're from. But nowadays, now that you're improving, now that you're investing into yourself, what do you want to achieve? And which tool of your toolbox do you want to use are the compulsory ones that you got to use? I'm asking you the question. And on the flip side, when you're trying to get away way too much from your environment, from what made you, because don't forget, don't get it twisted, there's always a genesis of identity. You are becoming who you're becoming through stages, through milestones, right? You weren't born one day like that and a final and done product, finished product. No, you've been created over time. But I want you to be able to analyze what is really mine and what is not mine. What comes from my environment and that doesn't help me, that hurts me into what I'm trying to achieve. Because that's the key. That's the point that I want to make. If what you're trying to achieve is up there, but the way you are, the way you've been used to, the way you've been accustomed, is hurting you, is not helping you, that's a problem. That's where you gotta check yourself. You gotta think about, okay, I'm too much of a product of my environment. I'm from, la banlieue parisienne, the French suburb. We have a certain way to be. But sometimes, if I'm too much of that, it's not gonna help me going where I wanna go. And sometimes I have unconscious thought, reflex, habit, bad habit that comes from that. And I gotta be able to see myself. Sometimes I'm too much of my dad. And shout out to Auntie Bosin. She keeps telling me, and I told her, when you see me being like that, please notify it to me. Because unconsciously, I become the product of my environment, so my household. And you gotta ask yourself, did I take anything good from this? Or what I took is not really healthy for me? And then once you have that awareness, you have that ability to see that blind spot, you're killing the game. So guys, if you are leaning too much on something that's not healthy for you and your future, your people, please leave that aside. Be courageous enough, be strong enough to let that aside, because you're not betraying anybody, and that's the difference. You think that because you are distancing yourself from a certain environment, from what that taught you, you are betraying somebody. You are betraying no one. You are being loyal to yourself. That's the difference. I want you to be loyal to who you truly are, and not to an environment that comes and goes. Because you're not gonna stay in the same environment, so you can't depend on that environment forever. You have to fly on your own. You have wings, and at some point you start flapping your wings like that. You start flapping your wings when you're young. But the more you get confident, the more you get confidence into yourself, your wings start flapping bigger and bigger and bigger, and then you can take yourself off. you can start flying on your own and make your own journey and make the rest of your life the best of your life, aka Ichi. So guys, that's my challenge of the day. Whatever you do, ask yourself, is I really mine, or am I the product of my environment too much in a healthy way? If that's the case, boom, you pay attention and you correct. Get somebody that knows you really well and that have your best interest at heart to tell you when you are unconsciously applying those codes or those rules from this environment, background, or whatever it is. And then trust me, we're going up there. We're taking what's ours. So when you get on that green rectangle, what does that represent? Your life only. You know the drill. We haven't stolen anything. Take what is yours. That's yours. That's in front of you. Now you know that you are your own solution. So go and take it, because the power, the strength, the happiness, the improvement, the health, the wealth, we don't only take it. What we're doing, we snatch it. You snatch it. Yes, guys. That was your homeboy Sebastian, aka Baby Bass. Always here to serve you. Yes, we're a team. We're together. I'm your coach. I'm your mate. We're together, bro, sis. Don't forget, put a thumb up, subscribe, pass it on, pass it over to your people, because the good thing, and I reckon it is good, we don't keep it for ourselves. We share it because we're a team, right? I see you next week. Have a tremendous game. Enjoy yourself. Whatever you're gonna do, enjoy yourself, and I'll see you soon. Lots of love. Bye bye. Take what is yours. Brah! Ha ha!